afternoon. It is Thursday, January 29th, 2006. I am Bruce Leonard, of course, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. It's still legal today, but there are many fronts developing all over the place. I got my eye on a bunch of shit, but first let's talk about what's happening in Georgia. Trump raided the elections office in Fulton County, Georgia, and he took 700 boxes, they said, of ballots from the 2020 election that he claims that he won ever since he lost. That's like so okay, let's start off with the fundamental premise that Trump is correct. Let's say Trump is correct, and there's something fishy going on in Fulton County, Georgia. If that's the case, wouldn't you take all the stuff? If there's something fishy going on there, there'd be something fishy going on, all the other time, right? So why not take all the other stuff? Why only take 2020? Because, I mean, but like everything that Trump does, it doesn't make any sense logically. But it proves to you that it's a fishing. He's just trying to prove that he's right, and that he really won Georgia. He's going to find the 14,000 votes magically that he tried to get the governor to find the night of the election. On that phone call, remember he called the governor and was like, I just need you to find me 14,000 votes. The second thing that's interesting about it is that the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was at this raid. Why would the director of national intelligence be at the raid? She has no functional role in law enforcement activity of any kind. It's more of an administrative position. And we all know Tulsi has questionable ties to Russia. She always has. Everything in the Trump administration goes back to, it's like I said, MAGA itself was a giant KGB. It's an arm of the KGB. It's been financed and propagandized, and a lot of the beliefs that they share are similar. Trump is Putin's instrument to destroy the United States. Or not to destroy it, but to fundamentally transform it into something else that's more appealing to Russia, which is a fascist, mostly white, Christian, ran country. But anyway, like I said, let's go with the premise that Trump is correct, that the 2020 election was rigged, and the elections in Fulton County, Georgia are rigged somehow. Then why would you only take the ballots from 2020? Why wouldn't you take all the ballots? Why wouldn't you investigate all the elections that they've run if you believe that they're crooked? Because it's not about that. That's what I'm saying. It's about Trump proving what's up, Blue Eye. It's about, thanks for tuning in. It's about proving himself right about the 2020 election. Now, we all know that Trump tweets madly. The other night, they said he posted 56 times. But here's one of the things that he posted. It's this thing called the skiff, right? Trump put this on his truth. It's from the President of the United States. It says, Maria Zack testified about the stolen 2020 election operation connected to Obama, who wasn't even president then, when he diverted $400 million from the infamous pots of cash sent to Iran, funneling it through the Dubai embassy to operatives in Italy and Merrill Lynch in Geneva, Switzerland. In return, Italian officials at Leonardo SPA used military satellites to help hack U.S. voting machines, flipping votes from Trump to Biden, using CIA-developed tools like Hammer and Scorecard, along with numerous other methods of fraud and manipulation. China reportedly coordinated the whole operation, providing the tech backbone and bribes to corrupt Americans. The CIA oversaw it. The FBI covered it up, all to install Biden as a puppet. This is the global election fraud cartel and the real threat against American democracy and the rest of the world. This is the President of the United States. These people, we live in a world, I've been telling you this, that is, at this point, totally disconnected from truth and reality. We're living in an invented, fevered, demented fantasy that these people are constructing of all their paranoid fears and, of whatever. Why would Obama be involved in the 2020 election? He's not even president. It's fucking insane. And Trump was president for 4 years. Before that, right? So he had 4 years. He could have found all this stuff. No, that's why this time he cleared everybody out. He installed all of his pathetic nutlickers who will lie. Who will lie. Who will lie about everything. Yeah, right, Julie. Julia says, well, if he was the legitimate president in 2020, then he can't be the legitimate president now. He never was. It's the point. But what I'm saying is, like I said, if this was about fraudulent elections, really, they would have taken everything. They would have shut the election office down and taken everything out. And studied every election that they've ran. Because, right, if they corrupted one election, why wouldn't you think they would have corrupted the others? And they've ran numerous elections since then. Local elections, state elections. The voting for president is not the only election. But they only took ballots from 2020. Because this is about creating a story that makes Trump right. Even though this has been recounted numerous times. There's been numerous court cases. This has all been adjudicated. Even his own people, when he was president, Bill Barr and them, they said there's no evidence of fraud. But Trump won't let it go. And now he has the nutlickers who will invent the story for him. If you believe anything that these people say at this point, a guy said today, a judge who used to clerk for Scalia. If you know anything about conservatism, Scalia, he's like a god, right, of conservatism, right? This guy was a clerk for Scalia. He said that ICE has probably violated more court orders than any agency ever in the history of the world. Already, it's only been 1 year. This is fascism. I mean, people, when you say it, people go, oh, yeah, I was saying it in 2016. People said I was crazy. You're crazy. Oh, you're being hyperbolic. You're they'll call me Chicken Little or whatever. Like, everything I fucking said has happened. And it's just getting worse. And this is also about the elections coming up. And you notice that he's only going to 2 states. Now, he says, oh, he's going to Minnesota because of all the fraud, and now he's going to all these other places for all the fraud, right? There's fraud everywhere. Here's a headline for you from Fox News themselves. 48 Texans charged in a nationwide $14.6 billion healthcare fraud. Texas. Let me repeat that. $14.6 billion. Where's Nick Shirley on that? This shit goes on all over the place. He's out to punish the states that didn't vote for him. And the states that did vote for him, he's going to look the other way, everything they fucking do. I'm telling you, man. This is... we are way... like I said, why isn't Nick Shirley down in Texas talking about this? Because that story wasn't, like I said, it's one of those herring stories that they invent to fire people up as like a Somalis are, convenient. Convenient target. They just happen to be there, there's, I don't even know the number, but there's like over 1 million immigrants in Texas, illegal immigrants. There's like 150,000 in Minnesota. But yet the ICE is all in Minnesota, not in Texas. You think that's a coincidence? And all that stuff that Tim Walz said when he was running for vice president? You don't think that this is just retribution against his enemies? Trump is like a child, but instead you gave a child like control of the world. Julia says she'll be working the local elections here in Illinois this coming March 17th. Hopefully no one tries to disrupt them. I'm the only Democratic election judge in my precinct because we're a red county. Yeah. I don't know if you saw what happened to Ileana Omar. Some guy rushed at her with it was an ill-conceived plan to begin with, but apparently he rushed at her with a hypodermic needle filled with apple cider vinegar. I don't know what that was all about. I think the guy just wanted to get some attention, really, and to prove how much he loves Donald Trump. But I don't know if you know anything about Ileana Omar, but she comes from a war-torn country. She came here when she was 12 and couldn't speak English, but she survived a war. Who knows what she saw? I mean, she was only 12. And who knows what she did? It's in a war zone. You do what you got to do to survive. But anyway, so she didn't run away from this guy. She actually stepped towards him. And people were going, she... it's a stage and she knew what was up. Yeah, but she's not fat, Quistella. Maybe that would be the case if she was a big person, but she's not. She's a little tiny thing. But she's tough, It's because she didn't run away like a little bitch. The conservatives were all saying that this must have been a fake staged incident. And you're like, no, she's just fucking tough, and you're not. Like I said before, all these alpha males with the big mouths, they're fake. They're cowards. You saw them on January 6th. They're running away from their own people. They're little bitches. Anyone that runs their mouths about how tough they are all the time is usually almost always fucking full of shit. Almost all the time. 95% of the time. Because people who are really tough don't have to tell you that they're fucking tough. They'll just kick the shit out of you. You gotta spend a lot of time talking about, Leo, how badass you are. It's like... it's not necessary. Usually, I said those people with the big mouths, they get their fucking asses kicked. But anyway, it just shows you, like I said, that the country is going to a dark place. This violence is going to keep happening. And Trump is not going to... Although I do feel like they've backed off. Like Homan had a press conference today. His entire tone was completely different than before. You could tell that they know that they pushed this pretty almost, over the line, and they got to try to reel it back in because people have shown they're not going to fucking take it. And like I said, this is peaceful protest. I keep saying that, but I don't want it to happen. I don't. But like I said before, there's 300 million people in this country and 400 something million guns. At some point, you push people over the edge enough. those guns are going to come out. And I don't want us to get to that point. But I think they know that too, and that's why they're reeling it back. I'm not saying that as an endorser or anything, just as an observer and giving my opinion of the situation. You know, you see, like I said, the people of Minnesota, they had enough. And now, I want to go talk about Alex Preddy again for a minute. Now, Alex Preddy was murdered for sure. That's my opinion. Anytime you shoot a man, 8, 9 times when he's face down on the ground, that's a murder. I don't care how you put it. But, no, I'm about to get to that, Julia. So, a new video has come out of Alex Preddy, like a week before this happened. He was out at a demonstration and he got into it with the ICE agents again. And I've said numerous times, this show is about truth. I mean, it's called Leans Left or whatever, but I'm not going to lie to you to advance an agenda of the left. Like, this show is about truth more than anything. Everything should be on the level. And lots of people are saying, oh, this video is fake, it's AI, and this really didn't happen. And so I looked into it because I wanted to find out. And apparently it did happen. I'll read you what I found. This is Snopes, but there are various other stories. But this one is the most concise, and they spoke with his family. So this Snopes fact check says that real videos show the confrontation between Alex Preddy and federal officers days before his death. Days before. Preddy's family has confirmed the authenticity of the footage, which allegedly shows him kicking a vehicle being driven by federal agents. Following the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Alex Preddy at the hands of federal immigration officers in Minneapolis on January 24th, a new video surfaced allegedly showing an altercation between Preddy and federal agents 11 days before his killing. For example, a conservative strategist shared a video on X, writing, footage of a man who looks like Alex Preddy with a gun on his waistband, spitting on, attacking federal law enforcement officers, kicking the taillight of their vehicle. Footage also circulated on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Reddit, all the fucking places, Blue Sky, with users speculating about its authenticity. They wondered whether it was generated by artificial intelligence and whether the person in the video was really Preddy. Snopes readers also wrote in and searched our site to find out more about the clip. The footage is authentic. In other words, not the product of artificial intelligence nor digital editing, and indeed showed Preddy confronting immigration agents at an intersection on January 13th, 2026. We have rated this claim true. Neither the video in the conservative strategist X post nor 2 bystander clips showing the same confrontation carry traces of AI, according to online detectors. Let's see. The footage circulated. Credible news outlets reported a person from Preddy's family and his lawyer confirmed the footage's authenticity. So it is real. Now, let's make it the point, like Julia said, that even if he did do that, it's just killing him is not. And here's the real question. The question is not what happened. The question is not what happened. It's what didn't happen. If you see the video they're talking about, which I have seen, the ICE people get in a car, he yells and spits at the car, then he kicks the taillight, the taillight breaks. The car stops, ICE agent jumps out, they wrestle in the street, and in the course of that wrestling, his jacket comes up, and you can see that he has a pistol, very clearly, in a holster on his waistband, just like he did the day he was shot. But nobody screamed gun, nobody did anything. They just roughed him up a bit, and then they didn't even arrest him. They just got back in the car and drove off after beating him up a little bit. Apparently they said he cracked his rib. I don't know that to be true or not, but that's was part of the story. And then 11 days later, they shot him in the street. Now, the question is, because they all had masks on in the first video, so you don't know how many, you can't tell who's who and what's what, and they had masks on the second video. But the question people are asking is, are some of these agents the same people, and did they remember him? And did they kill him as, revenge or whatever? Of course, we don't know because the government hasn't told us the names of the agents who were at either one of these incidents. And that's what makes this administration different than others and every other administration in my entire lifetime. You would know the names of these officers, who they were, and there would be some kind of investigation going on. What's up, Psycho Squirrel? Thanks for tuning in. But there's nothing. It seems odd. And it seems odd to me, like I said, when you watch the first video, there's a scuffle, and I said his jacket clearly goes up, and you can clearly see that he has a gun. Now, either they didn't see that gun, or they did, and they didn't care because he wasn't grabbing or pulling it out. But I find it hard to believe that they would see that gun and not care that he had a gun, and somebody wouldn't have yelled out that he had a gun. So it makes me think that they didn't even see it, which means, again, these are poorly trained officers who are out in the streets armed with weapons. You got one video where you can clearly see that he has a gun and nobody says anything or does anything about it. They don't even arrest him. They just get in their car and drive away after they rough him up a little bit. And then you got another one where they rough him up a little bit and then they go, oh no, there's a gun, and they shoot him fucking 12 times. I don't know how many times they shot him, but quite a few. One guy shot him 5 times after he was already shot. I'd like to know who that guy is. Because even if you justify, it's like the other woman that got killed, Renee Good, right? Even if he was justified to shoot the first time when the car was coming at him, the 2 shots he fired into the fucking driver's side window were totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like the first bullet, you could say, well, that was a legal shoot because the car was moving, and I'm still in the contention that the car only started moving when he shot her in the face. But even if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that the first shot, because her car was moving towards it, was legal, what are the 2 shots that he shot into the passenger or to the window when she was driving by? That's unnecessary and totally not part of training. I would imagine. They don't tell you to keep shooting like once you shot someone in the face. So they whisked off, like I said, Little Hydrick, and bring in Tom Homan. And like I said, Tom Homan's press conference today was very conciliatory tone, like not nearly as fiery as he has been in the past. And he kind of admitted that they were out of control and a little off the rail. He said, we're going to get things back to you by the book, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like I said 100 times on this show, no one's against deporting criminals. When you're showing up to elementary schools, you're not looking for criminals. You're looking for any brown person you can find. And no, people don't want that. There's plenty of people who are here who are just trying to get by, man. People come to this country because they believe it's... probably not anymore, but people used to come to this country because they believed it was the greatest place on earth and that they have a better shot of achieving something if they came here. I'm sure that there's plenty of people who change their mind about that at this point. On his fucking landline. It's like 1977 is called. I don't even know why she has a fucking phone. She never answers it. I could not begin to describe to you what this experience is like. Like, unless you've done it or gone through it yourself, you would not know. That's it. It is literally like I said, role reversal, where you this person who raised you when you took care of you when you were a kid and you didn't know how to take care of yourself, whatever. Like now you're doing the same thing for them because it could not do it alone. And it's just an odd. It's just odd. Listen. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Oh, so they're already leaving Maine. We talked about, or I said the other day. I said listed all the cities they've gone to and been thrown out of it. They're getting thrown out of Maine. Except I don't believe they're getting thrown out of Maine. They're leaving Maine because of Susan Collins. Thank you, Dirt Dog Carter. I take that as a compliment. I love Christopher Lee. Dirt Dog Carter says I look like Christopher Lee. That's fucking amazing. Christopher Lee was a badass. But this is all I said going to a bad place. They didn't leave Maine. I said, I mean, the people of Maine were doing the same thing in Minnesota. I mean, except they weren't out in the streets yet demonstrating, but they were following them around and blowing whistles. They had already organized, and so and Susan Collins needs to. I don't know any of the lines. I can't remember them. I always liked him as Saruman. Like he was Saruman too. And he was Dracula back in the day. They made a bunch of those Hammer movies with Peter Cushing. I watched all that shit when I was growing up, man. Yeah, no, he was a great actor. You know that he also, this is a little trivia, but it's true. He also was in a metal band. I ain't heard much of it, but like Iron Maiden or back in the British metal, It's like, he was a man of many talents. He was a great actor. If you haven't ever seen Dirt Dog, those old Hammer movies. He's young. I said he played Dracula in a bunch of them, and Peter Cushing was always like the Van Helsing character. And there's a bunch of Hammer movies, and not just Dracula. There's a lot of them. I can't remember like any of the other ones besides the Dracula ones, but they remade a bunch of. I think there's some Frankenstein. Like it's just British remakes of horror movies. But I said Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee were together in a shitload of them. Those old spooky movies. Yes, Dirt Dog. I'm glad that that's what this show's for, really. If people learn anything when they watch this show, that I've considered a success. But I don't believe I said that they're leaving Maine because the people are throwing them out. They're leaving Maine because of Susan Collins. And they know if they stay there, that they're going to hurt her chances of getting reelected again. Thank you, Dirt Dog. I'll think about that. Because I said, everything that they do now is calculated. It's like this Georgia thing. This is not about the 2020 election, although it is. But it's also about fucking up the midterms however they can. Yes, John. John says, my sister said that Christopher Lee was the only Dracula that actually scared her. She said that he literally looked like he was having bloodlust. Yes, because he's a great actor. That's what great actors do. They make you believe shit. That's why I always say, if there's a show and you hate someone, you hate them, like you viscerally hate them, like it makes you, when you see him, like Skylar White on Breaking Bad. A hater, or anyway, that means they're a good actor. Or like Cersei in Game of Thrones, those are good actors. That guy Ramsay, I hated that fucking guy. He played an evil fuck so good. You're like, man, I want to fucking kill that dude myself. To reach to the television. That's because he's a good actor. They make you believe shit. It's like they take words on a paper and they make them become real. And you're like, oh, this character is horrible. I say, yeah. And then you meet the guy, he's probably the nicest guy in the world. They roll the camera, you're like, oh, that guy's a fucking prick. It's like, yeah, because he's a good actor. Although I never known an actor, or anybody that was really good at something. I can't say never, because I have met a few. But most of the time, people who are really good at something are fucking assholes. They're egomaniacs, they're full of themselves. And they can't just be, That's why Mitch Hedberg was so amazing. He didn't have 1 ounce of ego. People thought he was a god. I mean, literally, he was so different that his fans were so loyal. To them, he was a god, and he didn't give a fuck. He was just a cool dude. He was exactly like you would think that he would be. If you were like, I wonder what this guy's like hanging out. Just like he sounded. That's like cool as fuck, laid back. I said, he didn't take himself seriously one bit. He's the most famous person that I ever knew personally. And he was also the nicest. Yeah, John. See, Adam West is an asshole, not a good actor either. Right, exactly. But he's like a legend, so, even though you say, oh, he's not a good actor or whatever, but he's a legend. I always thought Adam West was more like he's always known to be an actor, but he's more like a game show host. He's got the voice and the like dry personality, and he could just as easily have been the host of Price is Right or Family Feud or some shit, then to be Batman or whatever, And he was only putting Family Guy because of that voice. He's got a smooth voice. Got to give him that. He does that, man. It's like, he's like the inner world guy. In a world. It's like, that guy made billions of dollars doing all these trailers. In a world where girls were considered. Costello says, fucking me made a girl cry at the comic book convention. Yeah, exactly. It's like that story I was telling about Vanessa Carlton, that fucking bitch. She's not even that famous. She's fucking flexing, rock star flexing at a cancer benefit. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like they're trying to raise money for breast cancer. Research. And she's like, I need a grand piano and I'm not playing. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Laura says, I got my Great Dane from Burt Ward. Right? Holy big dog! It's like, does he feed that dog food to tell you, he says on that commercial, your dog will live 27 years! It's like, that's fucking bullshit. That's to my 27-year-old dog. I don't know why. Like I said, when you're young and naive, you're like, oh, they're fucking, everything's real. You think everything's real, and the older you get, the more you realize nothing is real. Everything is bullshit. It's like nothing is as it seems, and everyone is lying to you at all times. It's like, now the government itself, I mean, they've always, like I said, they've always lied, but this level of gaslight has never been this high, ever. I've never seen anything like it. Like I said, we're at North Korea levels of, they're about to show a movie about themselves at the Trump Kennedy Center. Because I swear to God, this is true. I saw it. They said that in England there was a theater there. They had sold one ticket. One. To see Melania. Somebody's gonna sit in that theater alone and watch this piece of shit movie. In case you wondered about the reviews for Melania. Some phone's just ringing, she's not gonna answer. But, this is his best review ever on the Netflix Melania documentary. Is that if they showed this film on a plane, people would still walk out. Some asshole in England's gonna sit in the theater alone. What's up, Berta Weiler 84? Thanks for tuning in. First time? Usually we're talking about serious shit, but the fact that Trump is going to make everyone in his cabinet go to the Trump Kennedy Center and watch this piece of shit movie about themselves, and they're going to do it. It shows you, I said, we're at North Korea levels of ridiculous bullshit, of hero worship of this old fuck. It's the nothing has gotten this pathetic. It's bad. It's not a good look. It's embarrassing, really. At this point, it's even like, I don't even care. I mean, I do care because his policies are horrible, but it's like, it ain't even about the policy anymore. It's like, dude, get up off your knees. You're fucking men. You're grown men. You're supposed to have some kind of fucking... They're like, we're alpha males. It's like, why are you all down on your knees? Gather around this guy's nutsack. You know, it's like, we're the most alpha, masculine of men. Is that true, Laura? Laura says 2/3 of the crew has to have their names removed from the credits. I don't know what movie you're talking about, John. John says, did the Trump movie ever come out with Sebastian Stan that they were trying to get stopped? I don't know what you mean. What movie is that? Well, you had an ex with a gray bush? How old was she, bro? I'm actually cutting this off. That's why I didn't shave. I'm growing out No, it did come out, The Apprentice. Yes. And he tried to sue him, but he couldn't. You know, he's a public... That's the other thing. It's like, when you're a public figure, you're not protected like regular people from like satire and people making fun of you. You're open... It's open season. So anybody can make a movie about Trump and make fun of him and shit, and he can't stop that. Now, he can get all of his friends to not put it out, you know, or whatever, but they can't stop it. Like, you can't be, prosecuted for making fun of the president. I mean, look at him. This is true, too. Did you hear this? This is a real story. This guy from the New Yorker was writing a story about Trump's health, right? Because all these people there's all this talk, you know, he's getting old and he's limping and his hands are purple and, you know, he's falling asleep at meetings and shit. So they were going to write a story about his health. And then the guy who was writing the story said they called him and invited him to the White House. When he got there, Trump is there with 2 doctors, military doctors from Walter Reed, standing behind him. He's got pages of talking points that he wants to talk about. And these 2 guys behind him talk about Trump's the most healthiest person on earth. That's why I said, it was like, this is ridiculous North Korea. The guy was like, it felt like I was watching a play for one man. It's like, they just called me to the Oval Office and performed this thing in front of me. He's like, that's what it felt like. It's like, He's trying to convince this guy that he's he's not fucking dying inside. And he's not 80 whatever. It's like, dude. Who the fuck keeps calling my mom, man? It's like. It's unbelievable. But anyway, it's like I said, this is like Monty Python level of ridiculous North Korean. Now like I said, they're raiding the election offices in Georgia just to help him pretend like he didn't lose the 2020 election somehow. Here's the funniest part about this whole thing, right? Even if he would have won Georgia, right? He still would have lost the election because they had already called it when when Biden won Pennsylvania. He was going to lose with or without Georgia. Yeah, he has the same body mass index as LeBron James. Trump, he's at 6'6", 220. They said there's a picture of like DK Metcalf. He has the same measurements as Trump. I mean, height and weight. You're like, come on, man. And that's what I mean about Trump. It's all fake. It's all lies, every single bit of it. Even dumb shit like how much his height and weight is. All lies. He doesn't, I don't think he's ever told the truth about anything ever. And I'm convinced more and more that he doesn't really know what he's talking about. People hand him these, like the guy said, he had a piece of paper that literally said talking points on it. And that's all he is. They just hand him these papers. Say, here you go. Here's the talking points today. And he doesn't. And they distribute those talking points, like I've told you, across the entire network. Right? Trump's holding those talking points. But you know who else is holding those talking points? The exact same ones. You know who's holding them? Sean Hannity. Benny Johnson. The guys on fucking Jesse Waters. Greg Gutfeld. Tim Pool. Ben Shapiro. Steve Bannon. All these people. You can go all the way down the pipe to Mike Lindell and Rudy Giuliani. But if you listen, I challenge you to do this. Get up tomorrow, listen to what Trump is saying, read his True Social, and then go flip around to all these programs that I just mentioned, all these networks, OAN, Newsmax, and you'll notice that they're all saying similar things. Because that's the thing that they have built a machine. It's a brainwash machine. And every day they get up and somebody tells them what to say across the entire thing. They go, this is what we're pushing today. John says, if you ever notice how when Trump sits down, his shoulders are the same height as the top of his head. It's like his head sinks down into his chest. Yeah, he's like the guy in Beetlejuice with the little tiny head. Now I've noticed they've just shown pictures. They've taken to putting pads in his. He's got big shoulder pads in his. I think he's getting thin under there. Really, that's what I'm saying. He's getting bony, thin. So they're padding up his suit now. It's like, soon he'll look like David Byrne. They'd be like, this is not my beautiful White House. How did I get here? I don't know, but you need to get the fuck out. It's only been 1 year, this, folks. You got 3 more to go, and like I said before, if something were to happen to him, J.D. Vance worse. We gotta ride this out. And we gotta make sure these people never get in charge ever again. I don't know, do you hear this? Do you hear this? This is true. This is absolutely true. Trump has been having secret meetings with these separatists from Alberta, Canada. Now, I don't know if you know about Alberta, Canada, but it's like the one red conservative island, of Canada, where like the Tom McDonald's come from. It's like, but most of the people there are cool. But I'm saying they have more of a concentration of conservatives than anywhere else in Canada, and they hate, Canada because they're fucking right wing nut job conservatives. So they formed a little crazy group. They want to separate. They want to try to get Alberta to join the United States. And so Trump is secretly meeting with these people. And Canada's pissed. As I said, it's going to take a long time to recover from this, man. I mean, the levels of damage that he's doing. And I was also reading stuff about the surveillance equipment that they're using, the ICE. Here's something else that I don't know if you heard about these Trump accounts, but Trump wants to have accounts for babies. Ember advice. My beard's pissing people off. I don't know why the other guy said it looked like his ex-old lady's bush. And now you're like pissing me off. Well, I was going to say, this is why I didn't shave. Is I'm about to cut this off, cut it down. I'm going to grow a whole beard and keep it trimmed, so I won't be all bushy anymore. People have actually started watching this show, which I did not expect, I must say. I was doing it for a long time, just into the void. So, anyway, so Trump wanted to it's called Trump accounts for children. So if you have a baby, they're going to open up this account. I still don't really know what it's all about, but but here's a statement from Visa. It just came out today. It says, Visa will be working with our U.S. financial institution partners to enable a new capability that will offer cardholders the option to direct credit card rewards into Trump accounts. It's a simple way for families to turn rewards earned on everyday purchases into savings for their children's future. And this person says, this, in fact, is the kind of development that should terrify every American. The intermingling of private business with government policy, especially business that involves massive data and policy that lacks appropriate legislation, is an insidious pathway to long-term fascism. Which is true. And what was fascism? The merging of corporate power in the government. Right? Not that different from socialism or communism, only when socialists and communists wanted to merge the business and the government, it was supposedly to take care of the people. Whereas fascism is about taking care of an elite class of people. And everybody else is a fucking peasant. To be used as war fodder or whatever, whatever they want to use it for. Slave, basically one step from slave labor. Probably like the whole Gerber baby life insurance kind of thing. Personally think it's just another grift. He plans to take all that money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read that much into it because when he like most of the things he says, they just sound like ridiculous bullshit. And you're like, what the fuck is that? That's like that health plan. He talked 2-page health plan. We've been talking about this for 25 years now, and we came up with a plan. Here it is. It's 2 pages. That's like, really? Oh yeah, we're gonna give you $5,000 and good luck. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's like, that's literally the plan. Yes, John. Everything with Trump is a con and a lie and a scam. Yes. Like the $2,000 tariff check he keeps floating around that you're never going to see. Like the Epstein files that you're never going to see. See why all this other stuff is happening. Right? Still don't have the Epstein files. And now people aren't really even talking about it that much, are they? Funny how that works. Still a law that he signed. It says that they had to release the Epstein files. They're still not out there. We're just doing more and more shit. And I said, now I'm talking about he's amassing an armada off the, in the Straits of Hormuz by Iran. He can start a war. He's gonna murder American citizens. He's gonna do all kinds of shit. Rather than release these files, whatever's in them files must be really bad because they really don't want you to see it. And they've gone to great lengths to distract, to obfuscate, to, like I said, murder people, start war. Anything to keep you from talking about them files and looking to see what's inside. And I said, it must be bad. It must be even worse than we could imagine. If you went through all this, and then the file comes out, and it really does just say, like, Trump and him were friends, and he was around a little bit, he didn't do anything, and you're like, all this for that? I don't think so. There's stuff in there that he don't want you to see, and it might even involve him, some of it, but other people, that powerful, rich people in the world, that so many that you don't even know which one of them is gonna try to kill you. To keep this a secret. It's the only way that it could be this bad. As I said, you're going to be like, oh, there's nothing in it. They're going through all this trouble to not put out nothing. Like, it ain't nothing. There's something in it that they don't want you to see, as I said. Something they don't want you to know. And I would reckon, like I said, more than just Trump. Right, Julia? What cracks him up is when he says Democrats are in the files. Yeah, you were a Democrat and you're in the files. Yeah. Plus, like I said, if it was Democrats in the files, that shit would have been out. I'm sure there's some, but they're all in it together. They're all trying to save each other's asses. That's what I'm saying. When it comes right down to it. And I said, then they're going to stick together, regardless of party affiliation. Who's more powerful than Trump right now, John? Trump's not, Z, I guess, maybe, but see, this is the problem. Trump really is the most powerful man on the earth. And now he knows it. And he ain't afraid to flex it. I think that, like I said, we've only been, this is 1 year, that's it. We're coming on year 2. And it's already off the fucking chain. Way farther than anybody ever imagined it could be. There's still 3 more years to go. He can fuck up a lot more shit. I'm not even going to dark to try to predict all the fucking terrible things that are gonna happen because there's just so many of them. The dollar, as I said, falling out. Gold is people putting their money in gold. Why? Because they think that the dollar's going to collapse at some point, and it probably will. You have hyperinflation. You have hyperinflation in this country. People always act like that. They didn't think, they don't think that could happen to us. That's when you're gonna find out that there ain't no gold in Fort Knox. They were right. Like, well, the dollar's class to get out some of that gold. Well, wait, we got a whole fort full of gold, don't we? Oh well. Remember when Trump said that? We're gonna go to Fort Knox, we're gonna look at the gold. Did he do it? Fuck no, he didn't do it. He didn't even go and pretend like he looked at it. He didn't even do a John Smith and say like, yeah, I went inside and looked at it, but I can't show you. Like what John Smith said. Yes, I got these golden tablets from God. He gave them to me. They're in my hat. But only I could see them, and I can't show them to you. You're just going to have to take my word for it on this. And the whole religion was born on that. If you ever want to know just how stupid fucking people are, you ever hear that story? The only thing dumber than that is the Shakers. I said the Shakers, who were so fucking pious that they wouldn't even fuck, and so they died out. The guy created a movement. It was a limited time movement, because can't fuck. So we can't have any more Shakers. We shake ourselves to death. The people are fucking dumb. I said, all you gotta do is look at what's going on here now. Julia says, got an appointment with my Edward Jones rep on Tuesday. Going to talk to him about draining my Roth IRA and paying off my house and car before the bottom drops out. Yeah. That's the only thing I got going for me at this point. Is that, well, I got a house, so it is paid off. I own it outright. Can't take my property away. It's all paid for. So even if the bottom drops out, I have a place to live. But all the money I have in the bank won't be worth a shit. Like that. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Supposedly the ice is coming here next. February 3rd, supposedly, is from what you hear, tell of people talking. That they're going to come here and go to Springfield, Ohio, try to roust out the Haitians. So I am planning to go there and make a film of some sort about what's going on. So there is that. I don't know. I said, supposedly it's the 3rd they're coming. I don't know if that's true. I'll keep you posted. Let's see, today's the 29th. So Saturday's the 31st, so it won't be. It was just on the local news, yeah. So I believe that's going to happen. Kentucky. Not Kentucky, I'm sorry. Ohio. Springfield, Ohio. Where Vance said that the Haitians are eating the cats and dogs. And, they're going to go there and try to roust them out. There's I can't remember the exact number, but there's a lot of Haitians who came here. And what's funny is the town asked them to come because they needed labor. And so they went. And then you see. I won't get shot, bro. John. Thank you, though. That's what I said. Could it get dangerous? I guess it could. But, I feel it's my duty to. Can't just let Nick Shirley be the only fucker that's out there trying to cover shit. Nothing has happened yet. That's why I haven't been involved in anything. But It's like, well, they're coming here. I better get out there. As I said, I feel like a poser if I just talk. Sometimes you gotta, I said, you gotta put your privilege aside. That was in Haiti. No, I'm sorry, Crystal. That was Puerto Rico, where he threw the paper towels. Oh, I'm not gonna engage, bro. I'm not. I'm just gonna go up there and film some stuff and show you what's going on. Because, like I said again, this show is more about truth than anything else. And they're trying their best to gaslight the situation. So keep me from not knowing what's going on. All right, so I'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully, Daniele will be able to join me. I haven't talked to him, but hopefully so. And again, if you're new to this show, you just stumbled upon it. I said, I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. My viewership is almost to 10% in UK. So my UK viewership is going up. It's almost to 10% of the audience share, which I found pretty amazing. So if you're watching in the UK, like I said, I'm on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. I don't know what time that is for you. And I've been getting, like I said, every episode been at least over 100 views, which is a lot. Like I said, considering that I started with nothing. Like I said, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you want to message me, it's at Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. I will be here Saturday. Hopefully, Daniele Bolelli will be here with me. If you're watching, I thank you very much. I'm going to get out of here. Please enjoy your night. Be safe. If you're in a place that's freezing cold like it is here, stay warm. That's it. Drive safely. That's it. I'll be back Saturday, 6 p.m. Thank you. Good night. Until that day, I'll leave my eyes shut down.